ready.
Welcome to another edition of Buff in the Rough. Today we're going to discuss the question, can you pet your hunting dogs too much? Talk about air-conditioned hound haulers, and hear a story about beagles that tree all night long with Scott MacDougall. Help me welcome Scott to the program. Well, hey Scott, how are you?
Doing pretty good.
Well, good. I know it's been awfully hot out in your part of the country.
It has. The AC guys just left a little bit ago. They got the mini split installed in the garage, so I'll be able to do some more work out there.
And so you've been having triple-digit kind of weather or high 90s? Or
High 90s. A couple days last week it hit 100, and they're calling for 100 again this weekend.
Wow. Well, maybe this will be a good reprieve for a while to get in where it's cool and talk about hounds. But I appreciate you taking time to spend with us today. And Scott, could you start off by just sharing with the folks listening a little bit about yourself? And we'll get into the hunting side, but maybe a little bit about yourself, the non-hunting, the outside of hunting side. What's your background?
Well, I grew up on a farm in New York. I joined the Army active duty in 1995 and retired here in Missouri in 2015. 2 tours to Iraq.
Wow. Well, thank you for your service, number one. So were you stationed in Missouri? How'd you get to Missouri from New York?
Missouri was the tail end of my career. I knew when I came here, but I got lucky. Because I was enlisted for the first half of my career. After my first tour in Iraq, that's when I put in for warrant officer. I got selected for that, and my first assignment as warrant officer was in Alaska, and I managed 6 years up there.
Wow. Well, you've been all over the place, all over the world.
Yeah, I've seen a few countries.
Well, very good. Well, so tell us a little bit about how you got into beagles.
It was when I was in Alaska. One of my buddies I was hunting with, his nephew was getting ready to deploy, and they had a dog. They're also getting ready to have a baby, or they did have a baby. I can't exactly remember. But his wife couldn't take care of both, so I took him out running hares up there. And he just took to it like he's been running all his life. And I bought another dog, a female, and gave her some hare running fools.
So now you, in Missouri, are you running cottontails now, or?
Yeah, it was a tough change for those 2 dogs because I had to buy shot collars because every time they hit a briar patch, they'd catch a wind of deer and they'd be gone. We didn't have deer. Part of Alaska I was at, there wasn't any deer.
And so the pace of, and I'd love to go hare hunting. I've never been. But I've heard the pace that'll wear a dog out. I mean, those guys get up and go.
Oh, they run unreal. Is how they run.
And so
I've never ran hares down here where they got them as we would say it, in the lower 48. But up there, you hit the pockets on the edge of those mountains, and they'd be on a ridge, and they hit a little draw, and rabbits would take out there like a herd of deer. I mean, they'd be stretched out along that. You got white rabbits on a brown background, and there'd be nothing to see 30 rabbits strung out.
And they
saw that, all I could do was laugh.
So I'm gonna show my ignorance here, but do hares run in circles like our rabbits do down here?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
They were running in circles, big circles.
Mm-hmm. Because I've heard people say that describe it. They said you would swear that your beagle's running deer because they run so far and so fast, But if you just hang on a minute, they'll bring him right back.
They'll bring him around, and where I hunted at, me and my buddies, and there'd be so many rabbits up there, kickers. You're not necessarily shooting the rabbit the dogs are after. You're just shooting everything else that's kicking out from them.
Well, Well, one of the things I wanted to talk about today, I met you several years ago at a hunt in, I believe, North Carolina, and we've crossed paths at different places throughout the country at some of these events. And and I'm gonna get to your hound hauler in just a few minutes. But I've had a lot of folks in my past make comments, especially when I was a kid, and I would be petting on one of those old coon dogs too much or loving on them, and they would say, "Boy, you're gonna ruin that dog by loving on him too much. You're gonna make it so he doesn't hunt." And there's been very few people I've ran across in my life that appeared to take better care of their hounds than you. and I wanted to broach that question with you. What are your thoughts on loving on your dogs? I see your Facebook post about some of your hounds live inside, or it looks like they live inside. It looks like they've got a fantastic life, man. Probably better than some of the folks in some of these third world countries. I mean, they're living the lives. They've got good lives. So I'm thinking you're probably have a little different opinion on that about taking care of your hounds or giving them attention and its effects negatively or positively with them when they go out in the field. So what's your take on it?
Well, when you say I take good care of them, they live better than some folks. My uncle said that when he dies, he wants to come back as one of my beagles. I don't know. My little buddy, this little bit, he's been here. He'd be turning 10 years old here any day now. He's, after I retired, and it was tough finding a job and going through a divorce at the same time, and he's been kind of my little anchor, I guess you could say.
Sure.
So he travels everywhere with me. Yeah, they're probably, some of the dogs, they probably do good. But maybe loving on them sometimes too much or getting them to where they hang around me. And some hunts, they don't want to hunt or they don't want to be around anybody.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I got, Fritz, for example. We'd be on cast with him there a couple of years. It hasn't happened probably because I haven't drawn out with this lady, Bailey Owens. It'd make her so mad, we're trying to catch dogs. Because you get on a good cast, everybody gets along. You don't care. You try and catch dogs and catch everybody's dog if you can.
Mm-hmm.
Fritz would be coming in, and he would see her. He would stop, a 90-degree turn, left or right, and he would go around her. He did that for the longest. I just don't think we'd drawn out with each other with him.
Wow.
It'd make her so mad she couldn't catch him or wouldn't touch him. Rex won't let nobody touch him. I don't think anyone's ever been able to catch him. If they have, they got lucky. Beast, he doesn't care who gets a hold of him. I just think every dog's different.
Mm-hmm.
They all got their different personalities. I mean, like Little Bit. For some reason, Little Bit likes Joey Peterson.
Wow. Well, it's interesting because, because I've seen you at some of these hunts and you win. I mean, you're winning cast with these hounds.
Well, with this current group, as long as I know they're ran up and ready to go, I've had pretty good luck with them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, tell me about some of your better hounds that you've had.
Well, a lot of it goes back to my buddy Damien McIntosh. He got a civilian. His wife is from Germany, and they both got civilian jobs in Germany right about a year before I retired. He gave his dogs to a friend of ours, and then he didn't get along with one of them. I got his dog. His name was DT Max, which is the sire to my Little John dog and Kenai dog. It probably took me over a month before he would trust me and get along.
Mm-hmm.
But that year I was doing a lot of traveling, and we finished second in the western area. That's when they had the All-Star Chase. In our area for the western part, we finished second overall.
Oh, well, that sounds impressive.
Then he got a major injury, and I lost him. I had his brother Mortz. Well, both of them were already grand champions. His brother Mortz, I championed out in PKC less than 6 months. I retired him. I had their sire, the world show champion from 2013, DT Max Oli. He's a character. He ended up passing with cancer, but right before he passed, he was still out there running rabbits and catching them.
Well, now some of those hounds, they have a look to them, and if I understood correctly, they came from Germany, and they have this. They're really pretty, like that reddish head and kind of that classic blanket back kind of look to them. Is that right or?
Yes, Damien's original dog was the guys that know him out here had ran against. They call him the original Fritz, and I got Fritz too, because the day they were born, Damien said his name is Fritz.
Well, describe how they hunt. What kind of hunting dogs are they?
Well, the ones I got now are that other crew. They're both litters are pretty much the same. Fritz and Mortz are very similar, and they're fast. They will swing. Rex probably took a little bit of his dad. Mm-hmm. He's got the speed, and he's got some line control. When he gets locked down, he's destroyed some casts. Mm-hmm. Beast is more like Max. He's not the fastest, but he's consistent on getting his. He does pretty good at getting that first strikes. Mm-hmm. And he's right there, either first or second line.
And Scott, what's the hunting like in Missouri? I've never hunted there. What does it look like? What's the terrain like?
A lot of hills and a lot of briars.
So it's thick. It's thick.
Not necessarily thick, like some of the spots you guys got out there. Mm-hmm. When you hit them clear cuts start growing up. These briars out here just flat out gnarly. Mm. They're almost like those thorn trees.
Well, that doesn't sound like much fun for me, anyway. Well,
as long as you ain't got to go in there after the dogs. Yep. I mean, I got all mine trained with whistles, so when I'm running my dogs, I don't talk to them. Mm-hmm. I just open up the trailer doors and kick them out and go.
Wow.
When it's time to come in, I blow the whistle. They're a little hard-headed. I'll tone them, and they all come in.
So I've seen you all over the country at some of these different hunts. Do you have a particular part of the country or a state that you like hunting in the most or better than others, or do you have some favorites?
I don't. Probably the favorite is probably just about everybody else's, Mountain City, Tennessee.
Oh, really?
Overall, I'd have to say the place where I think I've got outside of Missouri where my dogs have got the majority of their wins is Randolph County.
Okay.
In Mountain City. They're both pretty close. I've had pretty good success at both places. Mm-hmm.
Well, that to me is a compliment to your hounds if you've had success in both places, because each one to me has a little different personality. Mountain City, there are some thicker spots there, but I think about Christmas Tree Farms. It's very hilly, it's the mountains, but it can be open and opens it up for some speed, But then Randolph County, to me, most of the spots I would say are thicker, lots of cover, just different kinds of hunting, and if your dog's doing well in both of those, that says a lot about them.
Yeah, this last trip out there, I've been into places where I haven't been before, and like you said, it's a lot thicker, and it's tough to score lines. Mm-hmm. But the few trips before that was a little bit more open areas. You can see, I guess, one of the favorite old spots was the chicken farm. Matter of fact, I think the last time I ran there was when I put Little Bit in the hunt.
How'd that turn out?
He almost won the cast. You know, it was at the super sectional out there. So April, you're dealing with baby rabbits.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, to me, it was the perfect place for Little Bit because of all the honeysuckle and the vines that are around those ditch lines.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and he's up against them 15-inch dogs, struggling to get through that. He's running underneath it.
Oh, yeah. The great equalizer. Thick cover.
And yeah, he even caught a rabbit on that cast.
Wow. That's not bad for a house dog, man.
And right there at the end of the hunt, we had a line. First dog went through, second dog went through Little Bit, and Jerry Stacy was judging, and his dog went with Little Bit, went to the right, chasing another rabbit. And that's how the hunt ended. And Little Bit lost by 50 points.
Oh, my goodness. Well, speaking of traveling around and hunting with different people and different places, what are some of the top dogs that you've hunted with that you found to be pretty impressive?
Well, early on, when I first got in it, because I took a break there for a while because things got tight for me after I retired.
Mm-hmm.
The one that stand out is Brian Hutton. Mm-hmm. I think he had a dog, Maverick. Always, I mean, it's great to be on a cast with Brian to begin with, but that dog he had that time, he was just tough, fun to watch. The hardest cast I ever judged was at Mountain City, Tennessee. I don't remember. It was when they had they had that classic.
Okay.
It got postponed. I think the hunt was originally scheduled for January or February that year. It got postponed to April. Mm-hmm. So I was out there, and I got snookered into judging that, thanks to Jeff and Woody. But Jeff's dog, he had a dog, female Rose. That dog she had me running ragged.
Wow.
Trying to score wins. I mean, she just flat out destroyed that cast. Mm-hmm. I think she won it by at least a couple 100 points, pretty close. I mean, nobody had a chance. That was at the golf course. I don't know if they still run there anymore. Mm-hmm. But there's just rabbits everywhere. Flame, of course. Mm-hmm. Kristen Button, Flame. Mm-hmm. And Trek.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's that's a pretty good list so far.
And then the guys out here, pretty much anything Mike Roy has, Brian Mudwick. But the ones that stand out is Hattie, very tough dog. Mm-hmm. I mean, she's a flat-out rabbit dog. Very hard to beat. And, of course, Ruger's a very tough dog to beat. There's a few other ones. I think T-Post and Bailey Owens. There's a couple more. Mm-hmm. I never got the chance to run against Josh except early on and a few times there, but it's just maybe one of them tough days. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know, you get a tough scent day, you really can't judge the dogs. And I think I squeaked out a win on that cast, but April Beam always carries a tough dog. Mm-hmm. There's a few others, but I'm getting back now. I'm getting back into it a little more here the last couple of years. Mm-hmm.
It seems like there's a lot of good dogs out there. I show up to the clubhouse.
I'm sure I ran against some of them the last couple of years, but that was when they were all running young dogs. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's just the folks that stand out. Josh Ware's always great to have on a cast. I've always had fun with Cody Rucker. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I
just feel like at pretty much any place I've ever gone, especially in the last couple years, literally anybody on the cast could win. The hound quality of hound seems to be really good and pretty even. There's a lot of quality hounds out there right now. Well, one of the things that I always stood out about you to me was I'd show up to these hunts. And, I mean, I'd be in North Carolina. Missouri is not around the corner from North Carolina. That's a haul. And and so, you want your hounds to be comfortable when you're taking them those kind of distances to these hunts, because if they're not well rested, They're not comfortable. I mean, they're like little mini athletes. They're not going to perform as well as a hound that is comfortable and did get a good night's rest. So your hound hauler, to me, is probably legendary because it has it's climate controlled. I mean, I just don't know that I've ever seen a hound hauler that has an AC unit on it. I mean, at least not in the beagle world or in the coonhound world. I've seen some guys rig up some fans and hang them on doors and stuff like that. And I've seen some pretty cool dog boxes with water reservoirs and extra lights and cool stuff like that. Neat ideas that people do with storage. But I've never seen one with like an HVAC unit taped to the top or something. I mean, that's a pretty impressive. Could you describe maybe a little bit about your hound haul? How did you get that? Did you buy it that way? Did you just engineer it?
No,
I mean, how did that
came
work?
that way. It's Jones Trailer, and they're out of Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm right next to Fort Leonard Wood here, and that's where I do the majority of my running. And the MPs and dog trainers, that's all you see. They haul them in these trailers.
Because it's Texas, it's hot. I got you. Okay.
But my buddy was driving in town, and it was at a bank, and they had this up for a sealed bid. I'm trying to think what the heck kind of dog trailer is going to be at a bank up for a sealed bid auction. And we went and checked it out. I saw the generator on it, the water tank, and the heat and AC. And I said, yeah, let's go halves on it.
Wow.
So we put a bid in it, and then we got very lucky and managed to get it. I did not know the value of this trailer at the time.
Mm-hmm.
We got it for $2,500.
Wow.
I've had it for, I think, 4 years, maybe a little bit longer. I don't know. It has a new heat AC unit on it. I got lucky and got the generator repaired. It's an obsolete generator, so I'm going to have to look at doing an upgrade in the future. But I went to their website. They are still in business. It was before COVID.
Mm-hmm.
I went down the list, spec trailers out, everything that this has. It was a little over $20,000 to buy that trailer brand new.
Woo-wee. Wow.
And when I was out there for a hunt, Hillbilly, the dog hauler, Hillbilly, what's his name there? You guys got out there?
Is it Diamond Deluxe or?
No, the guy that hauls dogs out in your area.
Oh, yeah, I can't remember.
I wish I could remember his name.
Yeah.
But he stopped when I was sitting there waiting for Jeff to get out of work. He looked at that trailer. He said, "You want to sell that trailer?" I said, "No." He said, because I still had an issue with the AC. The heat was working, but the AC wasn't. He said, "You get that trailer, everything working on it. That trailer is worth $2,500 a hole, every day, all day."
I guarantee it is. Wow. Well, I tell you, it's a super trailer. It's always everybody always wants to talk about it when they roll up into a hunt and you're there. But your house.
How can you beat it? I fired the generator up, and you brew your own coffee. I made dog beds to keep them up off the floor.
Wow.
And they enjoy riding in that trailer. They really enjoy it. And as long as they're run up and I head out for a hunt, I don't have to run them the day before. I don't think, as long as I know they're ready to go, they're ready to go when they come out of that trailer.
Well, I'll tell you, it's really nice, especially when you're traveling with your hounds. It's really nice to be able to put them up at night and not have to worry about them. You know they're going to be comfortable.
Definitely.
You know they're going to be safe. That gives you a lot of peace of mind when you're attending these events.
Oh, it does. I mean, yeah, I padlock the doors, but hey, I don't care what you have for security. Somebody wants you in there bad enough, they're going to get in there.
Sure. But I just love that hauler, and it's always a crowd favorite at any hunt that you're attending. But I also wanted to ask you, one of the things I noticed, I don't know, it's probably been 2 or 3 years ago. I was at, I want to say Randolph County, and maybe it was their state hunt, and they were handing out some plaques, and they were wooden plaques, and they were cool. I hadn't seen anything like it before. You know, a lot of times we would see traditional trophies or ribbons given out at hunts, but all of a sudden it seemed like some really kind of fancy woodworking. I thought it was kind of cool and very different. And come to find out, that was you behind that. That you were working on that. Is that a business for you now? And how did you learn how to do that?
Well, I'd say it's still a hobby at the time. A lot of the woodworking stuff started when I went into the use of the GI Bill, taking one of the schools here on post is giving carpentry classes. So I started doing that, and then Jeff hit me up. Well, you're taking carpentry classes. I need a new show bench. So he handed me an old raggedy show bench, and I started making some show benches. And as I got better equipment, I'm making better benches. And then, I don't know, I think I made a kennel sign for Jeff and Alan and Kristen, and I started making the signs. And, you know, it was all hand carved with a router.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It was done by hand. And it's time consuming. I know everybody liked them. Everybody commented on them, but I was never happy. I knew the only way I could make the designs better was to go to the CNC carving, which is where I'm at now. But I think I got it down now. I'm about done with the Southern Classic signs. But the biggest supporters are Jeff Stacy and Alan Newby for their plaques for those big hunts.
Okay, so that's going to be North Carolina and Virginia for folks listening. Okay. Well, good. Well, I'm glad you're getting some business. Is that something that you would welcome more of? Would you do that for other clubs scattered around the country? I mean, I get questions all the time. People see it on Facebook, and I get a lot of questions, and I'm trying to get them priced right, just to see how it goes. And then that's the actual carving part, but I do have the laser. I'm getting ready to start messing around with that, where I can actually do some laser engraving on that, see how that turns out. Cool. You just got all kinds of toys.
Well, now, you know, before I could just carve wood. I'm able to do with these machines. I can do acrylic, plexiglass, the wood, of course, different designs, soft metals like aluminum, which I haven't done yet. Mm-hmm. And then throw the laser option in there.
I think you're going to have a lot of opportunities here. You know, everybody, if you figure out a way to do something that can be unique for everybody's kennel or their hunting clubs, and everybody wants something to put on their dog box or on their truck or, you know, on their trailer. I think you could get really busy, my friend.
Oh, I've got a couple projects still I got to start. I got to finish Josh Byers' one. It's a difficult project. It involves an inlay. I'm using maple and laying it into cherry. And then I'm going to do a photo carve into the maple from when he won the Total Dog 2 years ago.
Cool.
And I also got another one. It's going to be 26 by 48 inch kennel sign.
Wow. Okay. That's it.
And there'll be stacked letters and raised letters.
Oh, cool.
So that's going to be another challenge. I've got to do some more research on. I definitely got to do some test runs on that one.
Well, sure.
I mean, you're stacking a letter on top of another letter, cutting away the background, and
so
I'm still learning a lot of it.
As you finish these, you'll post pictures on your page? Okay.
I may even, I just have to see how it goes, whether I may be able to deliver it at the McBay no later than the World Hunt.
Okay. And Scott, if people want to see that, you know, you mentioned your Facebook page. Is that the best way to find you?
Oh, right now, yeah.
Okay. I'm excited for you because I think there's always an opportunity out there for somebody like yourself that's entrepreneurial in spirit and has some skills. And again, I think the hound business guys just always are looking to accessorize their trucks or whatever, you know. So I think there's probably a lot of opportunities for you. And boy, you could get so creative in some of these awards and stuff too.
Yeah, you know, it's like, granted, I got all the Southern Classic ones, but, you know, those guys support me, so I'll do, I guess you could say that Randolph County and Lickskillet Beagle Club are the guinea pigs. Because if I got something new, I'm trying. If it turns out okay, but not great,
yeah,
because I know those guys do rifles, and that helps support the clubs, pays their bills.
Yeah, yeah.
I just give it to them, and here's your raffle. Mm-hmm. Here's an item for the raffles, you know.
I actually won one of those raffles. This is a true story. I won one of those raffles, and I'm not sure what type of wood it is. It reminds me of like cedar or something, but it says "Gone Hunting," I think is what it says on it.
Well, yeah, that's definitely cedar.
Yeah, it's in my man cave. So I thought it looked good.
The first one I did, it already had a bullet hole in the lumber. And I thought that was perfect. Man, I posted that, and boy, did I get all kinds of comments. So I had to make a couple of them up, and take them outside with the 22 and give them a double tap, and it was a hit.
I love it. I love it.
One of the guys that bought the sign was also one of the ones that won the sign.
Wow.
Well, and the newbie.
Well, Scott, I thank you so much for your time and talking to us about hounds and kind of your part of the country, what the hunting's like, and what your hounds are like, and your opinion on taking care of those hounds, and that hound holler is something else. Is there anything else you'd like to add, or is there something that I haven't asked you that you want to share?
No, I appreciate the invite to this. I mean, I think it's a pretty good honor. I know you're getting it going. We had a lot of good talk shows, I guess you could say.
Yeah. There's some other good ones, too. I've enjoyed listening to the NHBA podcast. I've enjoyed listening to UKC has one. And they cover a wide variety of topics on theirs. But sometimes they'll have them dedicated solely to beagles with different updates. And there's starting to be more and more good content available like this instead of just traditional print media. So I think anytime you have the opportunity to try something new, I'm all for it. So, and I definitely like hearing people's stories and just learning about different parts of the country and different types of hunting, different types of hounds. And like I said, there's so many stories in it. I mean, you see it. And I just really enjoy going out there and talking to people and hearing their stories and sharing them.
Yeah, I thought it was funny there when Jeff said he started out with coonhounds treeing possums, and it wasn't that a couple weeks ago that my dogs were all blowing up, and there's a little bit out there treeing on the tree.
That's hilarious.
A little bit. They were both Jim and a little bit retired.
Oh, I guarantee it.
Yeah, it was in his yard. Didn't belong. Owner little cuff stayed out there all night long.
Well, Scott, I'm going to get off here, buddy, but I really appreciate it.
All right, sounds good. All right, thanks for the invite.
All right, buddy. You take care. It's good talking to you.
All right, you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Buff in the Rough, and remember to like and subscribe if you want to be notified when we have new content available. Please send comments and suggestions to buffintherough@gmail.com. Join us next time to talk about what it takes to be a successful breeder in the beagle world.